So, hi everybody. I hope you're having a great day today. Yep, the weather's outstanding, and I'm actually on spring break. So when I emailed Will and said, "Will, when is your, well, he said we only do it on Thursdays now instead of Fridays, but I'm in San Francisco every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday." And when I told him I'm on spring break the week after next, when if I come by, he says, "Oh, that would be great." So thank you for having me. Okay. And just so some of you know, I mean, there are some familiar faces, obviously, Glendo and, of course, Will, and I think that's about it. Wanda, of course, but she's up there. You're probably wondering how I am associated with Delta College, right? Well, first of all, I live in the Valley, so how can you not be associated with Delta College? You live in the Valley, right? I actually took the technical theater and lighting classes here at Delta back in 1981 and 1982. So it was shortly after that in which I got into the film industry on the camera side and became a camera assistant and started. So my history with Delta goes back all the way to the early 80s. Both of my sons just last May recently graduated. One son with an AA in RTV. And the other son got 2 AAs, one in technical theater and one in acting. So we definitely have been a Delta family for a long time. And when my son was in the RTV program, he grabbed his old man to come and help on a lot of projects. And I got to meet a lot of great students and befriend many of them. I had my 20 years of shooting exclusively on film, but depending upon the type of project, who the director is, stuff like that, remember it's 25%. All right, so I'm going to probably work with 75% because most of, I mean, that's where a lot of the work is in the industry. But we have filmmakers like Quentin Tarantino and director of photography, Robert Richardson. We have a lot of these fine craftsmen to thank. You guys know that Quentin bought the old Beverly Wilshire Theater. I think that's correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but just make sure that it's the correct one. Where all they do is you just screen only film prints, because Quentin Tarantino will only shoot on film. Will only so they have the two, crispy, synchronous projectors in there going reel to reel, and they project. And if you take a look at the monthly, calendar, of course they'll do like a week long of nothing but Reservoir Dogs, and a week long only of Pulp Fiction. But he brings in some great masterpieces. I mean, Sam Peckinpah's the Wild Bunch, and Lee Marvin in the Dirty Dozen. All of these great, epic cinema pieces that are still film prints. All right, and then they'll just project them only optically on film. Doing it, the old-fashioned way by just working way up through the ranking system. It was jumping into the swimming pool with untested water, the deep end, off of the ultra high diving board. All right, and you had no choice but you had to swim. Or at least stay afloat. And they were great opportunities. To work with some excellent directors of photography and other cameramen who basically taught me along the way as I was, going through the system. So you have a great opportunity here where you can learn from working professionals, not just myself, but Mr. Story and others that have had the opportunity to work in the industry, come in and give you their time and their experience. It's a great industry to get involved with. I call it the entertainment industry, all of it. All right, that would be theater, that would be TMZ and Inside Edition. All right, yeah, which a lot of you guys probably love that stuff. Right? Well, that's broadcast journalism. All right, and television work and then feature work, and all that stuff. It's all the entertainment industry. So we're all entertainers, Yeah. So that just gives you a little bit of history about myself and how I started that. You guys have a much better advantage because you're already in a formal educational program, learning about whether it's radio broadcasting or television broadcasting, news journalism, or even cinematic storytelling on a narrative or on a feature or on a short movie type basis. All of that stuff is invaluable for you to just grab onto and try to learn as much of it as you can. And there's a lot of great resources and books and all sorts of stuff. What I'm actually leaving with you guys is these are all SOC publications, meaning Society of Camera Operator publications. We publish our own magazine 3 times a year, and some of these are old, all right? But you know what? The stories in them are never old. When you get the technology, you look and you go, man, that camera that came out like 5 years ago, it's like passé now. But the stories are great, the experiences, just hearing from the words from camera operators and camera systems and cinematographers, what they do. This is kind of like to add to your library, so you know, check them out. When you're done reading them, return them so the other students can. There are like 2 or 3 copies of each, but and everything else that's part of the story to get him along the way. But here's a problem. As soon as that actor opens up his mouth and starts speaking dialogue, then the visual aspects of storytelling stop, and the story then is moved forward by the content of the spoken dialogue. So then, every time an actor speaks, guess what? I don't get to tell the story visually, because the content of the dialogue is moving the story forward. My website now, I'm redesigning it so it's actually offline. So I'm trying to put together a photo gallery also. But eventually, you'll be able to see pictures of behind the scenes and stuff like that of projects I've worked on. But as far as a particular camera goes, let me pull this one up, all right? So this is my camera, which is the Red MX, all right? And it's on an airy head. You can see the wheels right there. All right, it's got a Cook S4 prime lens on it, which the lens, this one is a 135mm lens, which is about $75,000 just for the lens.
Oh my God!
75,
So I don't know the lenses. I was just
Oh my God!
all right. So I'll bring it around to you. So this is an actual narrative feature level camera, all right?